Hi guys, good afternoon, or I guess I would say good evening. It's Sunday evening. Welcome to Aries Healing on YouTube. I'm coming to you with another planetary forecast video, and what I'm going to be doing is laying out the different planetary alignments. Since my last video, we've had a few planets move out of retrograde and move direct, Jupiter being one of them. So we're just going to get into it right about now, okay? So currently our placements are the sun in Virgo, moon in Cancer, or actually the moon would be in Leo right now. A few days ago it was in Cancer. So the moon in Leo, excuse me, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Leo, Mars retrograde in Aries, Jupiter direct in Capricorn, Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, Uranus retrograde in Taurus, Neptune retrograde in Pisces, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and Chiron retrograde in Aries, with the North Node being Gemini. So that was a mouthful. Now, those were all the placements where everything currently is as of now. So I'm going to go a little deeper like I usually do and just let you guys know what these placements are and how they will be affecting us for this current season. So we have the sun in Virgo. So when we talk about the sun in Virgo, we're talking about service to others and organization are the norm when the sun is in Virgo. This is the time in harvest season where people get back to business and focus on work in day-to-day operations in everyday life. For example, children are going back to school and the free time of the summer is diminished, and moms and parents have to pick up extra work to make sure that everything runs along to schedule. So Virgo season is definitely something that deals with structure and getting things in order. So I suggest writing out your week, doing planning, planning your days, and pull back on spending because the holiday season is getting ready to approach. So the next placement we have Mercury in Libra. Mercury is a metaphor for the mind. And I think it's really important for people to realize that it moves quick and it doesn't stay in a sign for more than 2 to 3 weeks. Right now, currently, is a good time for the meeting of the minds, as people will understand each other's perspectives at this time in particular. Collaborations, 100%, should be at the forefront, as group projects have a chance to really shine and evolve into something that you guys would be really proud of. Okay, now moving on to the next placement. We have Venus in Leo. So love is grand when Venus travels through Leo. Being treated special, getting catered to are all very possible with this placement. Even if it doesn't happen for you, you'll feel it in the air, like feelings of yearning to like want to be close with somebody, or just like if you're single, just missing a partnership, or if you're like in a loveless partnership, you're going to want to cuddle. You're going to want to be closer and be like, yo, can we work this out? Like, I don't know. Yeah, like you'll just be you want to be affectionate in some manner, and it's possible that you can overspend during this time, but it's also possible that you can be on the other end of the generosity, like me last week. I had a wonderful day last week. I got treated to, like, let's say 4 different outfits and a bathing suit. I went out to dinner like multiple nights. I got treated really sweetly. I also got unlimited weed, which is like super exciting for me because I like to smoke a little bit. And I topped off the whole evening with massages, which was like creme de la creme for me. Baby, can you do me a favor and turn that down? Thank you. So this placement, Venus and Leo, is like really good for, people being generous, whether it's you or whether it's other people. Generosity is definitely like a grandiose thing at this time. So we have Mars retrograde in Aries. Aries is naturally ruled by Mars. So on a retro, when it's retro, everything doesn't translate as it normally would. So usually forward, it's going to speed things up and make people kind of like short, rude, impatient, aggy, just things like that. And it could also display as you being more courageous or direct, but because it is in reverse, like we got a lot of like temperaments going on right now. And either way, you'd usually have a great drive, but with it in reverse, you might want to contemplate a plan and set it into action when Mars actually does go direct. So please keep in mind your temper, like keep up with your temper and try to retreat in hostile environments, because everybody doesn't know what's going on with the planets and everybody's not conscious. So if you're one of those conscious people, like, and you start seeing tempers flare up and people start to acting all crazy and stuff, then just remove yourself from the situation, because there is no solving, because people are not rationally thinking or processing things. You know what I mean? Okay, bam. My favorite planet, my daddy planet, my father planet, Jupiter, because I'm a Sagittarius. Anyways, so Jupiter finally went direct after a long little retrograde. Finally, some luck will be picking up for you guys, and opportunities will start to pop up out of nowhere. Anything you want to accomplish will happen in the realm of dreams, goals, and ambitions, okay? And that's really important. You'll feel self-motivated, and with an increased discipline and self-discipline, like you'll be able to kind of be more on yourself if you've been falling off on a program that you're supposed to be keeping up, or falling off with your schedule. Like this will actually help you, influence you to make better choices and to be a little bit more stern, grounded, and level-headed on your decision making. And also, because I just want to say, like, when Jupiter was in retro, like it affected me big time. Like I felt like I was picking up a little momentum, and then I felt like I kind of like reached like a halting screech, or a screeching halt, or whatever they call it. And I just felt like things were really kind of slowing up, but I still went ahead and made my alchemy elixirs, like because I was just passionate about them. And I've sold 150, but I haven't sold out. So I'm looking to, you know, sell out. And it's not even about the money. It's just about, I want everybody to know about little tools to help yourselves. But I was saying that to say this, that hopefully when Jupiter, because it just went direct today, so as it travels through Capricorn, going into Aquarius, I hope that, you know, the momentum picks up and things takes off, not only for me, but for everybody out there. So boom. And just put your best foot forward with Jupiter here, and you will definitely get expansive results. Okay. Now we have Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. Saturn is the dad planet of Capricorn, and they're both infamous for restriction and laws of society. And let's just say this whole corona thing was definitely written in the stars and written in the planets, because I don't see anything as astronomical as this happening with Saturn being in any other placement. Like Saturn in Capricorn, it's almost like, what a joke. Like, why didn't I see this coming? Because Capricorn's strict, Saturn's strict, you know. And so it's just like intense. So, yeah. But anyways, back to this. The ultimate lesson here is to learn how to succeed even with social restraints. In reverse, it might seem a little bit difficult, but like the whole lesson with all these planets right now, and I'm going to read different stuff and it's going to be different versions of the same angle, because right now, like, it was real when I kept on seeing quotes on Instagram of like, this is the time when millionaires are made, and this is the time when entrepreneurs are made. Because honestly, like, if you're not going to step up and you're not going to like put your best foot forward in the worst of times, you know, then what are you going to do in the best of times? You know, resistance and, you know, stuff like that creates change. So you can be one of those people to like run through the resistance, or you can just be the person to stop and sit down and just give up, which who does that? Like, well, of course there's billions of people who do that actually, but we're not going to even go in there. But anyways, so boom, that was, Saturn in Capricorn. So let's go to Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So Uranus is revolutionary. I mean, just take a look around the world. In the sign of Taurus, together, they manifest innovative energy to put into practical motion. This placement lasts around like 7 years, and we are likely to see change in how we use our money. So Uranus just went in Taurus not long ago, and now it's already went retrograde. And yeah, I think that the way we use our money is going to change and shift in the next 7 years. Like in the next 2 years, to be exact, I believe like things are going to switch over to electronic wallets. So if you guys are not invested in cryptocurrency, I suggest you do it, because even with all this money that we're getting loaned and stuff, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if the dollar just collapsed completely. So think about that, and just think about how things have changed with credit cards and even money and even just like phones, and how rapidly it's changed in the last 5 years. Then you would understand that something else is like probably most likely on its way to us. I believe we will shift over to electronic wallets. Whatever happens once set in motion, it's going to have a lasting effect. And I know I just repeated myself because I'm actually reading from my notes and I just reread a note. So don't put me to a death sentence. Okay, bam. Okay, so now we have Neptune retro on Pisces, which Neptune also has just went into Pisces. And Neptune deals with imagination, faith, spirit, and spirituality. And it spends usually 14 years in each sign because it's a far-reaching planet. With it currently being retrograde, you might find it difficult to connect on a spiritual level, or it could even manifest as you not having dreams. Yeah, you could just like not be having dreams, or you could just have no creativity, no imagination at the time. But once it's direct, collectively, it's going to allow people to be compassionate on a grand scale, which is exactly what we need. Like, it's definitely just a time of people reanalyzing things that are going on in the world and making like new decisions based off of new information. You know what I mean? Okay. And then we have Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Pluto is different for sure. For sure. Pluto spends 12 to 32 years, which doesn't even sound right, because usually every planet has like their own like set time that they're there, but 12 to 32 years is it's a pretty big gap, but it just depends on how Pluto feels at the time. And he symbolizes transformation and regeneration. So he stays in most signs until the change actually comes. So that's where you get the 12 to 32 years, because like sometimes Pluto can just travel straight through just like any other planet. And sometimes it could retrograde 2 or 3 times in one sign. So instead of 12 years, it's end up being in a sign for a multitude of years based off of like the retrogrades and the directs and all the different trips that it took back and forth. In reverse, there's a slight disconnect to what is really going on. Kind of just like how everybody is like, okay, so we're in this pandemic, and we know that we're in a pandemic. We know we're slightly quarantined and all these things are happening, but we have no idea whatsoever, you know, what is to come next. And that's what the reverse is. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of confusing to figure it out. Yeah, we're all in the dark about that. And you can feel powerless during this retrograde, as if like everything is up to the powers that be. And, you know, that's what most of us are feeling and experiencing at this time. Chiron retrograde in Aries. As we know, Chiron is the wounded healer, and Chiron is not a planet, but instead it's a large comet that orbits our solar system, and it affects us the way a planet would. Chiron spends 2 to 8 years in each sign, and in Aries, there's an opportunity for the human race to grow together through traumatic experiences. So, like I said, once again, like the stars don't lie. In reverse, there's a bit of a disconnect, but when Chiron is here, we have an immense amount of support from the skies to figure out whatever it is that we're going through as a whole. And this time, it's not just America, not just da-da-da-da, it's the whole motherfucking world. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about is the North Node in Gemini. So a lot of people don't really know about nodes, and a lot of people don't know about Chiron. Most people just know about the main planets, but there's even more like bodies in the solar system that affect us and have an effect on us. But in particular, every year and a half, let's say, okay, let's do this. use a little example like in elementary school. So every year and a half, let's say this is Earth. Every year and a half, the nodes switch. And the nodes are based off of the top and bottom of our planet, like the north and south poles, depending on where we are compared to the moon. So no matter where the moon's, like, it's going to be, the north node's always going to be top and bottom based off of the moon. But since our planet is a rotating planet, our solar system is a moving, active, living solar system, every year and a half it changes and it moves through different signs. The north node is going to be symbolic of what society, what energy is influencing society on a grand scale. And astrology is all about going with the flow. So whatever is at the north node, you need to flow to that vibration. The south node is going to be representative of what you need to just release and let go and not really take on those attributes at this time. So currently, interesting enough for me, because I'm a Sagittarius, we have our north node in Gemini, and we have our south node in Sagittarius. So me being a Sag, you know, I'm supposed to take on the characteristics of a Gemini right now, which is different for me because I am very big picture, like not really paying attention to details. That's not my thing. Like I have a vision and I'm going to tunnel through it. But as of right now, it's telling me, you know, study, do as much as you can, learn as much as you can, be a teacher and a student, which I'm mostly, well, I'm used to being both, but more so with Gemini, like be open to learn, be open to pick up things from others, communicate clearly your points, you know, and pay attention to details. That's what we as a collective should be doing right now. Gemini is a mutable air sign that rules the shoulders, the arms, and the lungs. Coronavirus. They're witty, they're teachers and students. They engage in a variety amounts of activities to gain knowledge. And if you have had an interest in things, but you've been timid, now is the time to open up and learn new things and new experience to broaden your perspectives. So I'm still holding this stupid penny because, yeah. But anyways, I'm very, 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 very glad that you guys have chose to tune into my video. I want you guys to do me a favor and go on to my website, ariashealing.com, head over to the blog, and if you want to see it laid out and written out and spelled out, then you can go to the blog and check it out, and everything is going to be there in plain sight. I really thank you guys so much. By the way, my alchemy elixirs are available on my website at ariashealing.com, as well as services that I offer, which are Reiki, hypnosis, and also divination, card reading. So if you would like to book a session with me, go on my website. There's a calendar you can book on there. If you want to just read up on some stuff, there's the vlog. And if you would like to purchase one of these lovely, amazing alchemy elixirs, which are pretty much liquid sage, baby, clear out those bad vibes. But seriously, so I love this product. Like, I can't even believe that I made it and that it came out so good. I added a new scent and a new vibe. So I'm just happy. I'm ecstatic. I hope everybody's doing well. Please start commenting on my videos and leaving comments and just like giving me some feedback because I would really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you. And like I said, head over to my website, book a session, buy some products, read the blog, hit up my YouTube channel, Aries Healing, and watch some videos on astrology and just educate yourself. There's nothing wrong with learning more things. It's always a gateway to more information and discovering self. Learning outside is learning inside, inside, outside, same fucking thing. Love ya, and thanks for chatting with me. Bye, guys.